Yo, what's up, what's up? Now, today as a strength coach, I want to talk about probably the most important word, and that is strength. I'm going to summarize the 4 types of strength for you. Now, you might ask yourself, why is that important to know? Well, if you want to become more explosive, but you're training your endurance, you're not going to become more explosive, okay? If you want to have more endurance, but you're constantly training explosiveness, you're not going to have better endurance. So it's important for you to know these 4 types so you can be much more efficient and much more aware in your training. Okay, so let's go. Number 1 is maximal strength. This is probably the most self-explanatory, most basic type of strength, and that is your maximum strength. It's defined as the maximum force a muscle can produce in any contraction. Interesting to know is that everyone in their system, in their muscle system, their muscles have a reserve. So as an athlete, by training, your job is to use as much of that reserve that you have. Okay? So in other words, someone who doesn't train has about 40% of a reserve in their muscle fiber, a reserve in strength. Someone who is a high-level athlete has about 15% of strength reserve within their system. So by strength training, the goal is to minimize the reserve and maximize your potential. And that all implies to your maximal strength, getting the maximum out of your muscular system and nervous system. Number 2 is speed strength and explosive strength. These are both, why do I talk about them as one? They both involve the muscular and nervous system, and they both focus on moving as quickly as possible. Speed strength is speed, how fast you move. Explosive strength is how fast you can come out the gate, how fast you can make that first step, okay? If you want to train speed strength, you're going to use moderate to low loads, but you're going to move as quickly as possible. If you want to train explosiveness, on the other hand, you're going to use heavy loads and try to move as quickly as possible, but because you're using such high loads, the movement is not going to be as quick as when you're training speed. Okay, but the intent is the same. You try to move as quickly as possible. So for example, to really make it practical for you is, for example, squats. If you want to train speed, you can take, for example, 2 dumbbells of 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms, whatever works for you, and you're gonna do squat jumps. Moderate to low load, but real quick jumps. If you want to train your explosiveness, however, you're gonna take a barbell or heavy weights, and you're gonna try and move as quickly as possible, but because you're using such heavy weights, the squat movement should not go as quick as when you're doing squat jumps with lower loads. Okay, so that's how you train explosiveness versus speed or speed strength. Yes. Number 3 is what we call elastic strength. Elastic strength, as the word says itself, is all about elasticity. Specifically, it refers to how quick a muscle can go from an elongated position or an elongated contraction to a shortened position or a shortened contraction. For example, my bicep, how quickly my bicep can go from an elongated or eccentric contraction to a shortened or concentric contraction. The quickness, the speed of that strength shortening cycle is what we call elastic strength. The quicker you can do that, the more elasticity, the more elastic strength you have. Okay, very important. And you can train this by plyometrics. So very quick movements with a lot of elastic parts, eccentric parts in the movement, going from an eccentric to a concentric movement as quickly as possible. An example is box jumps, or the dead man's jump. You walk off a box and then try to jump as high as possible. 2 great examples. And last but not least, we have number 4, and that is endurance. Okay, endurance, you probably know what this is, but this refers to how long your muscle can endure a contraction. So, for example, picture me dragging, or picture yourself dragging a heavy bag. The contraction you're going to do is in the bicep, also the shoulder, but we're talking about the bicep right now. So the bicep is going to contract. How long you can carry that heavy bag of sand is your endurance. However, endurance also refers to how much repetitions you can do. So, for example, bicep curls, if you can do a lot of bicep curls, you have a longer endurance in your bicep. So that's another type of endurance, okay? So there you have them. 4 types of strength. Might be interesting to know. If you train your maximal strength, it has a positive effect on all other types of strength. So you can never do wrong with training your maximal strength. There you go. I hope you're a lot more efficient with your training now. If, however, you don't know where to start regarding an athletic training program, you can get one in the link below. Hope this video helps you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.